So, if you're trying to rebuild your credit and you're trying to take yourself from a place where you have nothing to at least a 700 plus here in Canada, then there's going to be a few things that you need to know. So, the best way to start is actually with a secured credit card. And that's actually how I got started. So, when I first started out, I actually had a few derogatory accounts. I had some charge offs. And basically, the way that I got to that point was I was in college. I actually went to Concordia University here in Montreal, Quebec. And at the time, I didn't really know what credit was. I wasn't really too familiar with it. So I went out with friends, and in my mind, it just felt like free money, right? This bank, which was at the time it was RBC, this bank gave me some money on a credit card, and me being with my friends, being a teenager really at the time, maxing it out to have a good time, have fun. It wasn't responsible of me at the time, but that's what I did, right? And then later on in life, I had to face the consequences of that. So it was very stressful. I'm a college student. I'm trying to focus on sports, college, and I'm getting calls every day from collection companies. Even before it even got to the point where it went to collections, um, you know, the bank RBC, they were calling me. They were trying to save me. And so now when I work with my clients today and we're trying to fix their credit, I know the process, right? So a lot of times we like to play as the victim when it comes to dealing with collection companies. But think about all the things that you ignored in order for it to get to that situation and to that place. So if you have an account in collections, how many of those phone calls from the original creditor did you ignore? If you have collections today, how many of those phone calls from the original creditor did you ignore? Because guess what? That creditor gave you a chance to try to fix the relationship before they sold that debt over to collections. How do I know? I have went through that situation. I went through that situation. I've been through it, and now I'm in a position to where my credit is great. I'm in the 800s. But today I help my clients through it, right? And so I think the first step is accepting responsibility. I mean, there's so many methods out there. There's so much information out there. You can watch any other video and find out how to fix your credit. But the reality of it is the first thing before you, if you truly want to fix your credit, take responsibility in your actions. Say, you know what, I messed up. I did this to myself. So many times when I'm working with clients, they're pointing the finger at the creditor, but who signed the agreement to take on this debt, right? So before you point the finger at the creditor, did you sign that agreement to take on that debt? Because most times, in most situations, the answer is yes. You signed on that agreement for that auto loan. The lender was very transparent, or the car dealership was very transparent in how much that car was going to cost you. They were very transparent in the monthly fees, the interest rates, right? But we weren't knowledgeable, or we weren't aware of how much that interest rate, whatever it was going to impact us, or the monthly fees. Did we calculate it out if that's something that we can actually afford? Did we even have a budget in place in the first place to be able to say, hey, I can afford this vehicle? So there is some responsibility to be taken on by the consumer. When it comes to debt and dealing with debt, two parties are involved: the consumer, okay, and the creditor. So we have to understand where we stand in that relationship and our true responsibility as a consumer. And let's remember, we're adults. We're adults. If you're dealing with credit, you're dealing with auto loans, you're an adult. You work a 9 to 5, hopefully, or you have some source of income that's coming in that allows you to carry that debt. No bank should be responsible for your finances. No bank should be able to say, hey, you need to create a budget, right? So it's a decision that you have to make, but you're not going to make that decision until you accept your responsibility as an adult and say, hey, this is a mistake that I made. How do I know this? Because I went through it. I got the phone calls. I got the calls from collections, right? And I took responsibility for my actions. And then I asked myself an important question: what do I need to do next? And then that's when I became hungry for the information. And that's how I found out about budgeting, right? I watched a lot of Dave Ramsey videos. And I'm not saying that I'm very strong pro Dave Ramsey because there are going to be some things where you need credit. But even though Dave Ramsey is American and I'm here in Canada, um, all those things still translate. It doesn't matter where you are, where you live, right? If you have income and you have expenses, you need a budget in place. So I think the first thing is accepting responsibility. The second thing is having a budget in place. Okay, so the first thing is accepting responsibility for your actions. Admit to yourself, even if you have to say it out loud, I messed up. I messed up. I took on this debt that I could not afford, and now I'm paying the consequences for that. And guess what? That's okay. That's fine. But it's an important step in your recovery because if you never acknowledge that this was your fault, you're never going to be in a position to where you're never not back in that position again. Because let me tell you something, I will never allow myself to be in that position again because I had to go through it, right? So that first step is accepting responsibility. And then the second thing is being hungry for knowledge and then also creating that budget, right? You have to want to learn this stuff because now looking back, it feels easy now, but at the time, it was a learning curve for me. I had to take the time to take down notes, to watch a bunch of videos, to educate myself on how budgeting works or what's the best thing for me. And the beautiful thing about budgeting is that everyone's budget looks different. And I'm not just talking about from the standpoint of numbers. I'm talking about from how they construct their budget. I'm very old school. I write it down on a piece of paper, and that's because I really feel what I may have spent, right? So make sure you have a budget in place. And then you want to get yourself a secure credit card. So if you already have active credit cards, then this step isn't really necessary. If you have credit cards already, just pay them off. I have so many people that message me on a daily basis, and a lot of my messages come through Instagram. So I have a bunch of people that message me on a daily basis, and they'll say, "Hey, I have an issue with my credit, right? I need you to help me with my credit." And then I start to ask them some questions, and what we find out is that they just have maxed out credit cards. So my question for you is, what can I do for you if you have maxed out credit cards? I can't because I'm not a bank, and I wouldn't even recommend going to the bank if you have maxed out credit cards, right? That's something that you have to handle within yourself. So what as a credit repair specialist, what am I to do with someone with just maxed out credit cards? I can't take you on as a client. There's nothing for me to do there. All I can advise you to do is to pay down your credit cards, pay them off in full, and keep them paid off. Ideally, you want to stay anywhere between 1 to 10% with utilization. But that's not to say that you can't be at 0%, right? I just understand that some people are going to carry a balance here and there. But if anything, stay anywhere between 1 to 10% with your utilization because it shows that you can manage your debt, right? So if you come to me, one thing about me, I'm going to be very honest and transparent to my clients. Running a credit repair business, the hardest thing is turning people away, saying no, right? I turn so many people that we probably say, well, we do say no more than we say yes, we can offer you this service. And you would think that being in business, you would try to take on as many clients as possible. But I have a duty to my clients to truly try to help them out, to really want to help them out. And so I can't take on a client where their only issue is, hey, I have maxed out credit cards. Because my resolution to you is going to be, well, pay them off and then your problem is fixed, right? But I also understand that there are steps that that individual has to go through before they can even get to that point to where they can pay off their credit card. And that first step is to acknowledge the debt. But that's within you. That's all mental. I can't force that upon you to acknowledge that debt and say pay off your credit cards. So that's going to be that first thing, right? Now, it, if you have yourself a secure credit card, then I highly recommend you go that route. Get yourself a secure credit card. If you don't have any active credit cards, if you have active credit cards, pay them off. Now, for those who are unaware of what secure credit cards are, it's a card where you need to place a deposit, and in return, you're going to get a credit card. Okay, so let's say, for example, Capital One, that's actually the card that I started out with, but there's some other great cards that are emerging on the market, and I'm talking about fintech as well, right? So, There's some other great credit cards that are emerging that you can use, or secure credit cards that you can use that can help you rebuild your credit. So you don't have to go the Capital One route. I went with Capital One because I was familiar with them, and I just did a lot of research and I felt comfortable going with them. And the reason why I went with Capital One is because I understood that the money that I placed as a deposit, I was eventually going to get back, right? And with a lot of secured credit cards, and with a lot of secured credit cards in Canada, that money you place as a deposit, you necessarily don't get back, right? So I think that's something there. Now there are other service providers such as Neo, Home Trust. But there's plenty of other cards out there. It's just about you wanting to do the research. There's nothing stopping you from looking up secured credit cards in Canada, right? So find the best secured credit card that fits your needs and go for it. But I'm gonna always recommend Capital One over anything else because they have been in the marketplace for the longest amount of time as far as secured credit cards go. They have my trust. I've been using them for a long time. I actually still have my unsecured card with Capital One. So one thing that a lot of people don't know with Capital One is that, and I'm not getting paid to say anything for Capital One. I'm just really advising Capital One. One of the great things that a lot of people don't know about Capital One is that when you graduate from that card, or what they call graduate, they're going to send you a check in the mail with the money that you placed as a deposit. So what we talked about earlier, you're going to get your money back, okay? And then on top of that, they're going to upgrade you from a secured card to an unsecured card. So you went from using your own money to having this credit card to now using someone else's money, right? With this unsecured credit card. So you just made this investment to where you are working on fixing your credit, which was you placed that deposit on that credit card. You improved your credit in the meantime. We kept our utilization low. We disputed any derogatory accounts. We cleaned up our inquiries. You cleaned up your credit, and then you got that money back. And on top of that, you got this unsecured credit card. Now, typically, let's say you get the card to $2,500 in secured credit, then they graduate you and they push you to $3,000 or $4,000. That's a positive, right? So you made an investment in yourself with that Capital One credit card, which is why I love it so much. I think it's a great card to start out with. Now, if I remember correctly, there is going to be an annual fee with that secured credit card, maybe somewhere around $59. I may be incorrect. I'll probably post what the annual fee actually is. But again, you're making an investment in yourself because again, you made that decision that you're going to acknowledge that this is your fault and you're going to take the necessary steps to fix it. So get yourself a secured credit card, right? And then you need to go through your credit report. You need to check your credit report, see what's having a negative impact on your credit. You need to learn how to go through a credit report. So many people don't know how to go through a credit report, right? So um, go through your credit report, see what's affecting you, see what's hurting your credit, learn how to do that, right? We have two credit bureaus here in Canada. We have Equifax and we have TransUnion. Equifax, you can create an account for free. TransUnion, you're going to have to pay a monthly fee. If you don't want to pay the monthly fee, get Credit Karma. If you don't want to get Credit Karma, get ClearScore. There's so many things. If you don't want to get ClearScore, if you don't want to get Credit Karma, then there's banks that allow you to view your TransUnion score, such as Scotia, right? But I don't really recommend banks because you're not going to see the full picture. But what I'm trying to get across to you is that there's so many resources you have available to you. It's just about you making that choice, right? You have to play around with this and learn what works out for you. So I really encourage you to play around with this, learn what works for you, do what's best for yourself, okay? But the most important thing, take these steps because it helped me. It's helped countless others that I worked with. And then after you do this, you learn how to go through a credit report. You get access to both Equifax and TransUnion. Then you start to dispute those derogatory accounts, right? So if you have some charge-off accounts, you need to pay those off. Those are debts that are still with the original creditor. Pay them off, okay? Pay off your debt. But if you have a collection account, right, then that's a little bit of a different process. You're going to want to dispute that. You're going to want to make sure that that collection company actually owns that debt, okay? So those are some of the things that I would do. But you have so many resources available to you. Now, if you have any questions about how any of that works, maybe you want to hire me to dispute those accounts on your credit report. I'm more than happy to help you out. But just make sure that you take responsibility first for your actions, right? You can't always blame other people for what's going on in your life. And this is kind of getting aside from the credit talk and more about mental and spiritual and things like that. But know that this is on you. This is on you, and it won't change until you accept the responsibility. Some of my best clients are the ones that accept the responsibility. Yes, we are able to help those that still don't want to pay off their credit cards per se, and they just have a few collection accounts and we can dispute it and get it removed, all that good stuff. But the best ones are the ones that say, hey, this is on me and I'm just looking to fix it. I'm looking to get that home. I'm looking to get that car, and I'm just ready to fix the credit. I'm tired of being in this situation, right? And then they also understand that when we share with them, me and my team, we share with them, hey, it's going to take time. It's going to take it may take a few years. So on average, our clients finish in a year, but it may take, we just had a client graduate 2 days ago. And when I say graduate from our program, I mean they finish, right? They're in a good position. I think they finish in the mid 700s, like around like a 720, 750. And that's on both Equifax and TransUnion. I think their Equifax score was actually better than TransUnion, which is a really good thing because Equifax is very important for mortgages. But they just graduated, and one thing was they stuck to the work and they stuck to the process, and they were with us for 1 year and 3 months, right? So I do post on my Instagram a bunch of people that have jumped into the 800s in 3 months and 4 months, because it does happen. It happens, but it's not for everybody. It's not going to happen for everybody because guess what? Everyone's situation is completely different. So if you want to fix your credit in 2025, just rewatch this video. I recommend you rewatch this video because it's gonna be the stepping stones. Some people are more advanced than others because you may say, "Oh, this stuff is basic advice," or then maybe you're more advanced. Maybe you should really start. And then also, by the way, if you're more advanced and you're still struggling with your credit, then shame on you, right? So, but if you're still learning, rewatch this video. Take down some notes, write down some things because these are the same things that I did when I was watching people like Dave Ramsey, right? Or watching people like Stephen Graham on how to manage a credit card, how to use a credit card, what's the benefits of a credit card. I'm not gonna sit here and take full credit and act like I know everything. I had people that I watched or in my mind that were mentors to me, right? So find those people that you can study, learn from, those that are honest, those that you trust, right? They have a proven track record, right? Find those people, learn from those people, and grow. Really just learn and grow and think, be smart, be positive, improve your credit because it's a reflection on how you manage your finances, whether anyone wants to believe that or not. Your credit score is a reflection on how you manage your finances, right? So if you have any questions or if you need any help, you can send me an email at info@kennyjohnsonuniversity.com, or you can simply go to my YouTube channel, okay, and you can click on that link. It's going to take you to the page to book a call with someone from my team. We do free consultation calls because the calls should be free, and then we just basically help you go through your credit report. It's a smart thing for you to do because it shows you how to navigate your credit report and what you should be looking for. So that's also a great idea if you don't even know what you're looking at when you look at a credit report. Okay, so take those things into mind. If you need help, send us an email, book a call, okay, and we're here for you. Until next time, take care.